What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next forecast video for the CWL Invite League. We are in week 10, if you can believe it, almost through with this regular season, and I am back with a guest that you know and one that you may not have heard on the channel, or definitely not heard it on my channel, but you may know her if you're in the Twitch community. You may not if you're just in the YouTube community, but you need to get yourself over there. I've got Adam from Time to Clash and K-Girl. How are both of you doing?
I'm
Good.
excellent. What about you two?
Awesome. K-Girl, cannot believe you've never been on the channel. Never been on the channel. Of course, when I left, I think you were just sort of getting into the Twitch game. Or maybe you came in slightly after, huh?
When I joined into the Twitch game, I think everybody was really depressed because you had just left. So I kind of came in your wake.
Okay, well, I was depressed too. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, but you guys know the deal. We're going to make our picks, sort of give our reasons for week 10 here. It's gone by so fast. I really can't believe this season's almost over. We got one more week after this, so we'll be back again to do it next week, and then we'll be talking about playoffs, which blows my mind. But don't waste any time. Let's jump into the first match: Dark Looters versus Cotat. I guess we'll let Adam go first, and then we'll sort of rotate this thing around.
An amazing matchup, no doubt about it. What a way to start the week. Last season's champions versus one of the big deals for this season. Everyone was excited to see how they do. Similar records as well, which makes it more interesting. But how do you bet against Dark Looters? It looks like the machine's back on fire. The two losses that they've had were both super close. I'm Dark Looters all the way on this one. I do think it's a great war for Suami Cotat because it really does give them a chance to show what level they're at. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a level just behind Dark Looters, so I'm Team Germany for this one.
Good deal, K-Girl?
I totally agree. I am kind of rooting for Cotat, but I feel like Dark Looters is definitely going to take it. They're just the stronger clan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Dark Looters as well, but I think it's a really interesting war, maybe more so than people are thinking, just because, hey, it's Dark Looters and they're the defending champions and they're strong and all that. But look at last week. Dark Looters got played to 1 star by Bye Forever. In my opinion, Cotat's better than Bye Forever. If they play like that again, they get beat this week. I'm interested to see the outcome on this one, but Dark Looters is my pick. But man, they better not show up like last week, or it's going to be a rough one for them.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay, Guantanamo Bay versus Cold September. K-Girl, who you got?
Guantanamo Bay.
Nice.
All the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty easy pick, but yeah, not a whole lot to add to that. If Guantanamo Bay, of course, they have been a little inconsistent at times, but if they show up, I sort of agree. Adam, any difference there?
Oh, there is a little bit of pressure on this one for Guantanamo Bay because if they hit this, they make the playoffs. It's that simple, and they obviously want to be there. They're in the prime position to get there, but they do have this fixture to overcome. Cold September have been getting decent scores. I agree with you both on Guantanamo Bay. I'm picking Guantanamo Bay. I think they will do it. But, I mean, if Cold September keep averaging the scores that they have been doing, which is in the 111, 112 range, and like you said, if Guantanamo Bay show those inconsistencies, it wouldn't be the biggest upset if Cold September were able to do it, because I don't know what it is with Guantanamo Bay, but they just can't hit that peak every week. So yeah, it should be a good one to watch either way.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to wonder where we're going to differ this week, but I know we'll have some. Let me do another one, then I'll let Adam lead us into some. Again, we'll continue to rotate. Power COC versus the Lost. Adam, what do you think?
Again, it's an interesting one because Power COC are still in the playoff picture. We're not 100% sure exactly what their standings are because I know there is a little bit of confusion over whether they'll be given the win versus War Whales, where they got the loss at the minute because of activities and all that garbage. However, it does open the door for Power COC to get to the playoffs. That being said, the Lost are the real deal. They've been excellent. They've won close wars. They've won dominant wars. They look like a really impressive outfit in the playoffs, so they've already secured it. So I'm going for the Lost on this one. But again, a surprise win here for Power COC really changes the picture in the BK conference.
Okay, girl.
I definitely feel like the Lost has the upper hand if you're looking at the scores. Power COC's kind of mix between wins and losses. Lost definitely has a lot more wins, and percentage is just definitely stronger. So I don't know, definitely going for the Lost. Though I think it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the loss. I don't think this is going to be a really a that close of war. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong once or twice this season, but I think that the loss wins that one. 2 or 3 stars at least. They've been strong. Power COC, just the picture of inconsistency. So we'll see, but I don't think that's a tough pick there. All right, Adam, take us through a few men.
No problem. Next up, we have Elite Gaming, which I feel maybe some bias on this one, versus Fate Wargasm. So we'll go straight to that bias. Go on, Kaya, talk us through.
Yeah. Can we win? Well, we beat Immoral Thieves, so the possibility is there, but I mean, let's be honest, Elite Gaming, as much as I root for them, this is definitely going to be they cannot have any mistakes whatsoever, and we have to hope that Fake Wargasm has some mistakes, because I mean, they're just
I think you said it there. Fake's Wargasm's going to have to go to sleep on this one for you guys to win. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I think that you guys have done well this season, given the fact that you do not come from a mixed war background. It's new to you guys, and I think it's been a good learning experience, which is what when I talked to Ash back at the start of the season, that's what he said. This is what we're after. We want to get in here. We want to figure out the climate. We want to figure out how the strategy works in these wars. And if we get some wins, that's a bonus, and we're looking forward to the following season. So I think that's what you've accomplished. But Faked Wargasm is at the top of the heap. These guys are legit. I think it's going to be a long weekend for Elite Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. They need to bring their A game.
Yeah.
My thing with this is a lot of the clans that we talk about that are either just in the playoffs or just out of the playoffs, their biggest problem has been consistency. I don't think Elite Gaming have been. I think they've been pretty consistent. They just haven't been able to hit the sort of the heights that some other clans have, including Fate Wargasm. I kind of agree, and I'd go one step further to say it's Fate Wargasm to lose. It's really, this war is going to be all about them. I think Elite Gaming will be as consistent as they always have been. So really it's down to Fate Wargasm, but again, it's just smart money says Fate Wargasm are the real deal. I honestly think if they were streamed a little bit more, we'd be hyping them up even more than we already do. It's only because we don't see too much of them that we don't realise quite how good they are. But again, even though Elite Gaming need this one to have any shot of the playoffs, I still think Fate Wargasm will get it, and I think they'll end the playoffs for Elite Gaming there. Great season for Elite Gaming, but at the end of the day, Fate Wargasm are one of the top seeds. So yeah, it's
did K-Girl actually make a pick on this one? Did I hear a pick or no?
K-Girl? What do you mean?
Did you actually make a pick? Yeah, I think you talked about the war. It would be tough. Did you make a pick?
Well, I can't go against my team. I gotta say, Elite Gaming.
I don't blame you. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah, and if I look at the percentage, Elite Gaming is what 92.5%, and Fake Wargasm's 93 point. So it's a close enough percent to where I feel like we can, do it. So I'm just gonna go with them. I can't.
I don't blame you. I was just checking.
You don't have to justify it here. It's all good if you can go with whatever you want. Obviously, PwC versus OneHive will be a buy for OneHive, so we'll go straight on to Sixlitzers versus Midwinters. Jake, do you want to lead us off with that one?
Yeah, I think 6S gets the win here. Obviously, I think they're not at their prime. I don't think anybody could say that they are after last week's performance, but they're going to get the win over Midwinters. Midwinters, I thought, was going to be a sort of a sleeper at one point in the season, and it hadn't panned out for them. So I'm picking a 6S here.
Yeah.
No for Midwinters. I mean, yeah, just 6 slits all the way. There's not much to talk about. So
yeah, I kind of agree. I thought when Pigeonism went to Midwinters, it might give them that push, and it hasn't really worked out that way. And basically, Sixlitzers is just a stronger clan, so you've got to pick Sixlitzers. Yeah, nothing much to say about that one. Now, this next one is truly interesting. We have Emphatic Elite versus Kancha. So we'll go straight to you, Kaya.
Well, they're the same as far as wins versus losses, right? And if I'm looking at the percentage, they're almost exactly this. I don't know. I'm gonna go, if I were to do a pick-ins, with Kancha, just because they're kind of my go-to team. I kind of like them, and I don't know if it's Shuba's influence on me, but yeah, I'm gonna go for them this week. I think maybe, I don't know.
And
You
Jake, what
know,
about you? Are they, just a quick question here, are they kind of this almost an underdog story like you see in the films where you end up supporting a different country and we're almost like we're all rooting a little bit for Japan now? Is that part of this?
you know, if you would have asked me this before last weekend, I would have said, no question, emphatically, move on. I really would have been that way. After the way they performed against us, and it just sort of, I had written them off. And then they turn around and beat Dark Looter Z. I'm like, what is going on? How do you even put your finger on this? Here's a 4-5 clan after the win, beating Dark Looter Z that looked like, world beaters when they went up against us. And so this one I stopped it and I was like, what am I going to do here? But I'm kind of marking it down as a fluke. I'm marking down last week as a fluke. I'm going with Emphatic Elite. Would I be surprised if Kancha won? No. But I don't know. I just don't see them maintaining that level.
Yeah, no, that's all fair. Now, what makes this one so exciting is these two are tying for the 8th spot in the wild card at the minute. So basically, only one of these two is going to get in whatever scenario. So whoever wins this one is probably going to get into playoffs. Whoever loses is not going to get in. So it's a huge matchup. It really is. Both clans, their entire season rides on this matchup, which just makes it even more interesting. What decided it for me on this one is I looked at the 4 wins that both the clans have got. Emphatic Elites, all 4 of them were very shaky wins. Even though they got the wins, it was almost like which clan didn't perform quite as badly. And obviously Emphatic Elite got 4 wins for that, so well done. But I look at Kancha's wins, and they had good wins against WHF and against PWC especially, and WC for that matter. So I'm slightly favouring Kancha again as well. They're going to be playing it on Kancha's battlefield because it'll be that early spin that they do, changing the times. I mean, we noticed this with OneHive. Even though we performed quite well, it was a difference to the setup. It changes your mentality a little bit. I just think that Kancha have got the edge here. It's a small edge. It's going to be such a good war. Cannot wait to see it. But I'm going for Kancha on this one.
Okay, nice. We differed on a few there. That's good.
Do you want to flick back to you, Jake?
Yeah, sure. Kay, do you have the list in front of you or no?
I do.
If you want to run through a few for us.
So Mariana Trench versus Annihilate, is that
Annihilate.
right? Annihilate.
You're the second person to do that. It's okay. It's
Wait,
okay.
no, now I'm reading it through Annihilate. Okay, I was like, Annihilate, why do I
But I
not
want you to
know that name?
the other person that did that was your boy Ash. So it's something about this Elite Gaming family over there that you're not jiving with Annihilate. So it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all good.
But
As long as it was him who did it, and not just.
No, you're so good. I'm going to go with Mariana Trench on this one though. Annihilate, I think is really. I mean, obviously they're towards the bottom of the pack this season, so I think it's just a smart money bet. Again, Mariana Trench has had their inconsistency, so I wouldn't be just shocked to death if Annihilate jumped up and won one. But yeah, Mariana Trench.
Yeah, I feel a bit the same there. I mean, we weren't even 100% sure if this war was going to happen. We believe it now is going to happen. Again, I'm going for Mariana Trench because they definitely have the potential to be the better clan. That being said, Annihilate did have a couple of wars, so I kind of agree. If Annihilate did win, I wouldn't be shocked. But with their sister clan no longer being in the league as well, I'm not sure how high their motivation is to do anything. Like I said, I wasn't sure this war was even going to happen. So yeah, I have to go for Mariana Trench for lots of reasons. However, Mariana Trench, I still cannot predict them ever. I mean, last week they won against a good clan, and then the week before they lost. You know what I mean? It's just so hard to predict them. So it's a challenge, but I'm going Mariana Trench.
I'm going to go with Mariana Trench since I definitely know how to say their name. No, I mean, and the percentage speaks for itself and wins, again, I know they've been really inconsistent, but there's still a bit more consistency than Annihilate. So
yeah, true.
And then War Whales is this is a bye week for Spartan's Legacy, right?
Yep. Nothing to talk about there.
Nothing to go there. So then it's North Remembers versus Bada.
This one to me, I don't know about you guys. I actually switched my pick on this one. I was
really?
Going down through there, making my circles, and this one I was like, oh, that's actually an interesting war because North Remembers, while they have not got a win, they are getting better every week. And look at them last week. I mean, they're starting to compete, and I think they get the win over Bada Bing this week. I'm picking what I think is the underdog. I mean, they're 0-9. North Remembers.
Going for the underdog.
I'm going to go so far as to say I'm probably not going for the underdog, but I'm still going for North Remembers. The last couple of scores that North Remembers have put up have been better than Bada Bing's scores and quite a few other clans. That being said, I mean, an 0-9 team, you do worry that if they get to the point where they're winning, they may struggle a little bit because they don't really have that confidence to execute. But
Right.
Bada Bing have been so inconsistent, despite having a very good win a couple of weeks ago. They really haven't had much else to cheer about this season. I do think it's North Remembers' time to get that first win. It's very close. It's certainly not a clear favourite in this one, but I just look at what North Remembers have done these last few weeks and look at those scores and how they've improved. I just think, especially with the 2 weeks off as well, the extra week for the bye week, I think that North Remembers will have benefited from that. So yeah, I'm putting them down to get the first win here, and I guess there's a small part of me that wants them to get that win as well. I don't want anyone to end up without that win.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's about time they win, and I think this is their week for that. So I'm definitely rooting for North Remembers on this.
Man, I
love
really
Bada
thought I was
Bing,
going to be like
but
a switch up artist here. I thought I was going to shock you guys picking the
no,
0-9 clan, and you guys are both doing it. God.
no, you know what? Like, okay, they are 0-9, and they have something to prove. They've got to get their win in there, and this is like their opportunity with the way Bada Bing's been, putting wars out there. I feel like if they take advantage of it right at home, they'll take this one. They'll take it.
All right. Well, I mean, look at last week. Lost by 1 star to Power COC, 112-111. That one impressed me. But let me take it back over, and then we'll pass it back to Adam, and we'll end up. But let's go to Immoral Thieves versus 2.0. Okay, girl, anything you want to say about this one?
Does there really need to be a lot said? No,
Probably
Immoral
not.
Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam.
Thieves.
Yeah, exactly the same. 2.0, unfortunately, are getting worse, and Immoral Thieves are the real deal. Of course, there is that elite gaming blip, which I know Kay has already dropped there, but I think this is a good war for Immoral Thieves to remind everyone that they will be dominant. No matter who they're against, they're not going to drop the ball. And I just think that this is going to be a strong win for IT.
Yeah, this is 2 different levels of clans, to be perfectly honest. And I don't get me wrong, I always like to see an underdog come up and win, but it's probably not going to be this week. Buy Forever versus the Killer Bunnies. What do you think, Adam?
This is another one. This is exactly the same as we were talking about earlier with Emphatic Elite Kancha. This is the same matchup, but in the AQ conference, in that whoever wins this one is probably going to get the playoffs. Or certainly, if Buy Forever win, they will get the playoffs. If Killer Bunnies win, they take the sort of driving seat for that last playoff spot. War Whales being removed means that although the playoff spots were pretty much tied up, there is now one still open, and there are about 6 clans that can get there. We're going to get to most of them soon. And these are 2 of them going at it against each other. So it's going to be a mega matchup no matter what happens. I've gone for Killer Bunnies on this one. Partly because they've got the best name. I can't get away from that. And partly because, as much as I like Buy Forever, they aren't very consistent. And what I've seen from Killer Bunnies makes me think that, I don't know, there's just something there that I do think that they can get the win here and then go on to the playoffs. It's going to be a really close war, and with so much at stake, both clan seasons are riding on this war. It's going to be one of the best matchups of the week. But I'm giving it to Killer Bunnies, and I don't know, I'm struggling to give a really definite reason for why, but I'm going with the Bunnies.
Interesting. Okay, girl, what do you think?
I really like Buy Forever, and I know they haven't been that consistent, like what Adam said. But when we face them, when Elite Gaming face them, they definitely put on a really good. They put on a really good attack, and came at us really hard. And if they put that one on this week, then yeah, it's over. So I'm gonna go for Buy Forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, K girl. I think Buy Forever gets the win here. Last week they played Dark Looters to the wire. I mean, to 1 star. And I said it then, if they can play with Dark Looters, they can play with anybody. And I don't think I could say the same for Killer Bunnies. I don't think they can play with anybody in this league. So I'm going Buy Forever. I mean, you're right. It's going to be a competitive war. It's going to be a close war. More about who shows up. But I think Buy Forever is going to have to be buckled down. They want to be in the playoffs, and they've got a chance. So I think you're going to see them win this one. All right, one that I think was probably in my book war of the week that didn't turn out to be so. The Swarm versus Reddit Omega. Okay, girl, what do you have on this one?
Well, you know what? The Swarm has my pickings. They've just been killing it. Reddit Omega, I mean, I don't know. I've seen some I think it's going to be a really good war, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. Two really good clans, but the Swarm has my pickings.
Yeah, it's going to be close for sure. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, kind of the same as you. I thought this was going to be War of the Week as well, and perhaps this is more about it highlights the fact that both of these clans are excellent, but neither of them does much in terms of media, and perhaps that's why, even though they have the most wins between them of any war this week, they didn't get as many votes as other wars, which is just crazy. Again, Reddit Omega are the real deal. They have lost 3 matches, but 2 of them on percentage, 1 of them by 1 star. They've never, ever, even in Season 1, been beaten by more than 2 stars. They are a very, very good clan. They will be in the playoffs and could easily get to the finals. I mean, they are that good. But how do you pick against a 9-0 team? They've not really had a close war yet. They're regularly putting up 5, 6, 7, and even 8 10v10s. I mean, picking against a Swarm is crazy, and I'm not crazy, so I'm going for the Swarm.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this, and it's a marquee matchup. I mean, Reddit Omega is on the. They're getting better every week. You know, they went through their little struggle mid-season, and they have bounced back, and they are putting on some good performances. Man, I think it's going to be close. The Swarm, no question, super strong clan, but it's been a while, I think, since they've had a war like this. And they've got 2 in a row. You know, they got Reddit Omega this week and War and Glory next week. That is a freaking tough way to end the season. I will be shocked if they come out undefeated, but I am going to go, like you said. I mean, they're undefeated. They're 9-0. I'm going with them. Swarm, but man, I'm super interested to see this war.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about this. I'm picking them this week against Reddit Omega, and I'll tell you now, I'm going to pick them next week against War and Glory. I can't, even though I love War and Glory, I don't think I can pick against Swarm right now. But I still think that one of these matches, they are not going to get the win. I still think that overall, they will not end the season undefeated.
I sort of agree too. It would be tough. I mean, it'd be impressive, is what it would be. It'd be Dark Looters-esque to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me do one more, and then Adam, you can finish this off because this one is the War of the Week. Got voted into that spot. War and Glory versus WHF. K-Girl, what do you think about this one?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I am so excited to see this war. I definitely am rooting for my boys, WHF. Do I think they can win? I do. You know, of course, it's not going to be an easy win. I think it's going to be a win on percentage. And I'm just so excited. Good luck to both teams, honestly.
Adam?
War and Glory by 8 stars.
Wow.
No, it is. It's a mega matchup. It really is. Both clans have taken losses, close losses, probably losses that they, will regret no matter what. Even though they're both in the playoffs, they'll both regret some of those losses. So a lot to prove against sort of top tier opposition for both of them. It really is a perfect matchup. It couldn't be any better. One thing I will say is that all season I've been saying, don't underestimate War and Glory. Even when they've been losing with style almost. Like the PWC and the DLC matches were huge. And the worst part is now people have started to listen. And I might have done War and Glory a disservice here because now people are going in there expecting incredible things from them, which is good. But at the same time, it might give their opponents a bit more of an advantage where they might have been underestimated. So I might have hurt the clan a little bit there by doing that. But yeah, I mean, I'm going for War and Glory all the way. WHF are indeed a great clan. But I honestly think that War and Glory are going to do even better in the playoffs than anybody is thinking. I don't think there's anybody they have to be scared of right now, and I'm looking forward to this week and next week for them. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I actually changed my pick on this one. Again, 2 times this week I went down and changed my pick, and I circled War and Glory first, then I stopped up, and I had that flashback to last weekend when we warred WHF, and I was like, man, that was impressive. I mean, you can't deny anything about that war, top to bottom. It was impressive. And I thought, I don't know if War and Glory might be. If they come out with the same intensity, I think they're going to get the win. That's why I picked WHF. I feel like they're peaking. I feel like they're just putting it all together at the right time and towards the end of the season, which could be great for the postseason. So I think they're going to get the winner. I think, again, another one that I would not be shocked if War and Glory wins this by 1 or 2 stars. I'd say, okay, yeah, they're that good. But I can't deny that WHF is really on fire right now. So I'm going with them. All right, Adam, finish us off with these last couple, man.
Will do. And this next one is another huge one. North Watchers versus Tactical Inc. And again, this is one of those matches where whoever wins this has a shot of the playoffs. That last spot is up for grabs with Buy Forever, with Killer Bunnies. So this match has a lot of implications. Again, both clans' season comes down to this match. So Jake, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, it's tough, man. We got 2, 3, and 6 clans going at it, and it's like, you know, what do you do? What do you pick here? And really, I would flip a coin. The only reason I'm going to go with North Watchers is because their performance last week. You know, getting the win there against 6 Slitzes. I mean, seriously, that was not a war they were supposed to win. So I think it's going to be very close. I'm not sure you're going to see that same North Watchers come out that came out last week, but I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Hey, what about yourself?
I'm going to go with North Watchers as well. I feel like they're both kind of. I feel like they're kind of in the same league, honestly, but I feel like North Watchers just has a little bit more of an edge over Tactical Inc. Their hits just seem a little bit more consistent, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
I agree with you both on the pick, but disagree with you both on the reasons. I'm going for North Watchers, and I think that of all the clans that have got a bad record, in brackets, I think that North Watchers are the ones that potentially have the worst record for the best clan, if that makes sense. Like, they are very good. I've seen them put up 5, 10 v10s. I've seen them lose on percentage to Reddit Omega and push them all the way to the end. And although they're not clicking perfectly, which is why they're 3 and 6, I still think they are much, much better than that record suggests. I think that they're going to win this match, and I think there's every chance that they're going to go and take that last playoff spot, even though it's a harder road for them to do it. I still think that North Watchers will certainly have a chance of doing it, and I think they'll start with this match. So I'm going North Watchers on this one. And obviously,
they better not sleep on Tactical Inc. because they had a big win last week too. Over Mariana Mariana Trench. That was a good win for them. It really was. So I think it's going to be a tough one. This is going to be a close war.
Agreed. But I guess I know what the potential of North Watchers is. Like, if I look at these two clans, look at the ceiling that Tactical Inc. can reach, which is decent. They are better than, people giving them credit for. But I look at the potential of what North Watchers can do. If their 11s can perform and if their 10s get their hits in early, I mean, they could easily get 114, 115 stars. And I just don't think Tactical Inc. are capable of doing that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, the last one is a non-war, so we really don't have to touch on it. Red Alchemy versus, what is it, Dark Looter Z? Yeah, Dark Looter Z. So easy buy win for them, and that it makes it a lot faster when there's that many dropouts in the league, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys.
Kind of sad though.
It is. It's a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You gotta be in for the long haul. Guys, Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. K-Girl, take a moment. Let everybody know where they can find you on Twitch. I believe you have YouTube as well. Just sort of shout out your stuff for us.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. Thank you so much for having me on here, by the way. This has been really fun. And yeah, I do stream on Twitch. You can find me under KOGirl. So twitch.tv/KOGirl or YouTube. Just KOGirl on YouTube. So
nice. Well, I'll try to remember to put both. I'll try to remember to put both of them in the links so people don't misspell it and have trouble finding you. But if you like looking at pretty girls playing your favorite video game, it's kind of a no-brainer. So just do it. Don't ask a lot of questions. Adam, anybody you want to shout out before you go, man?
Yeah, I just want to shout out War and Glory. Don't listen to these doubters on this show. We've got this weekend, guys. We're going to get this win, I believe. For sure, man. For sure. Good luck to all of the clans. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Until next time, Jake, Adam, and K-Girl reminding you guys to suck less.